Hey!
Hey everyone, Matteo from the Hub World here with another game collection update. This will be the summer 2025 edition of the Game Haul series. This is just encapsulating everything I've gotten over the past few months. As of recording, today is August 4th, 2025. I got a bunch of stories to tell. Yes, I know it's been a long time just in general since we've posted anything that's not really Let's Play focused on the channel. Gino and Adriano have kind of been carrying things, but I'm honestly trying to do my best posting my own original content. Maybe one day the Hub World podcast will come back also, but we're kind of just in the middle of this strange era with the Switch 2 being out, and like it's the summer where I'll have trips and stuff planned, but like I actually will touch on the Switch 2 because it is a fairly big portion of today's video. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff from various generations of gaming, and I hit a few really opportune sales, and then we'll go over the bounty board at the end as well. So if you like this series and want to see more, please like this video and subscribe to the Hub World for more content. With that said and done, let's start with the Nintendo Switch, which now sort of in its twilight years. I got 4 Switch games, 3 of which actually I got in this really good sale at, now it's EB Games again. It's because it was GameStop Canada, now it's EB Games again. So the 3 games I got were Detective Pikachu Returns, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, Endless Ocean Luminous, and then also Monster Hunter Rise. Gino got that game, but it's not part of this story. These 3 games here I got at EB Games. They were doing some thing where they were basically blowing out all their used games. When they came and rebranded back to EB Games, they're doing a sale where basically all used games have their base, whatever, 15% off price. But if you have a membership, then you get your discounted percentage on top of that. So I was basically paying 40 to 50% off these 3 games. I got Donkey Kong Country Returns HD for $40. I don't even think the game's been on sale yet, and I got it for that price because it was used, right? And then Endless Ocean and Detective Pikachu I've been looking for a long time, but I didn't want to pay that $65 price tag for it. And then Monster Hunter Rise, Gino bought this at a used game store because he really wanted to get into the Monster Hunter series. This one has been recommended. He paid fair used value for it, or fair used price for it, but then on Switch it got discounted to like $15 or $20 digitally, and it had all the DLC, so he bought that also. So he went in on Monster Hunter Rise for like $50. He got the game for $30, and then he got the DLC and the digital version for $20. So pretty funny that he did not use the tips and tricks that I've taught him. Just be patient. But yeah, so these 4 games are my Switch 1 games. And then I guess speaking of that EB Games sale, I got some PS5 games. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I've played this game. Jules lent it to me when it came out, but this is my favorite Ratchet & Clank game. It's such a great showcase for what the PS5 can do. Just like the SSD and like the instantaneous load times. Like, this is truly a really special game. Probably one of the best games on the PS5 in my opinion. And then also another game that we've been waiting for the right price to pick up, Lego Horizon Adventures. This game kind of came and went last year. It's not your typical Lego game because it's not made by Traveler's Tales. Yeah, like I'm actually really looking forward to this. It's weird that it was also available on Switch, but I guess there have been rumors that PlayStation is putting more games on Nintendo platforms. Like Gino picked up the Patapon Collection. There's been Hot Shots Golf, I think, is coming. Like there's like 4 or 5 PlayStation franchises you can already play on Nintendo systems. But we wanted the PS5 version because it's the best looking one. It runs the best. So that's the one we went with. Didn't pay anywhere near what the going rate for that game is, thank God. Another game I've been hunting for a really long time, but I didn't want to pay full price for it, is Returnal. I think I paid $35 for this on Amazon. And like with most games I'm going to be showing today that I've been hunting for a long time, it's impossible for me to find it when I'm looking for it. And then when I do find it and buy it, then I start seeing it everywhere. Used game stores and online. So, and even at EB Games, believe it or not. But I didn't get this as part of the deal. It was just it was a sale. It was a brand new copy. I installed it on my system. I've yet to play it. Returnal was one of the first big exclusives on PS5 that I can remember. Housemarque is actually making another game that seems kind of like Returnal. It was announced a few State of Plays ago. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It looks really interesting. And then this is a Gino pickup he wanted me to share. He picked up Stellar Blade for obvious reasons. I don't think he's ever played an action game in his life, but this game is somewhat getting hard to find locally, so we picked it up at a good price. I don't know what else to say about it. This is one of the first games I think that was showcased for PS5. Like, graphically, aside from the obvious reasons, it is a very impressive looking game. So we'll see about this one. So that's it for PlayStation 5. Let's segue over to Xbox quickly for Xbox One, and then we'll go into 360. I picked up LA Noire for, I think it was $8.99 after everything, with all those discounts at EB Games. LA Noire is just a game that I've been keeping my eye on. This is obviously the Xbox One re-release of it, because this game originally came out on 360 and PS3. It's one of Rockstar's, like, I don't want to say lesser known, because like it's just not Grand Theft Auto. It's a detective-based game. At the time, you wanted to, like, it was very impressive with the facial animations of the characters, and like you interrogate people as a detective, right? So, yeah, I'm just really looking forward to playing this. It's always been a game that's intrigued me, and I just picked it up probably at rock bottom. The best version of the game at rock bottom. So there's that. And then also another game I just really waited on was Star Wars Outlaws. I've played a bit of it. It's the Gold Edition. I basically got the Gold Edition for $40 on some Amazon Lightning deal. This is usually now, I think, a $90 Canadian dollar game. So I just kind of waited it out, and it's the highest edition of the game. I don't think it's as bad as everyone's saying, but it just isn't great. It's just like the most 7 out of 10 game I've ever played, which isn't bad necessarily for Ubisoft, but I mean, this game had a lot of potential and it didn't live up to it, so I guess it does deserve some criticism. But these are the two Xbox One games I got, and then we'll just go into Xbox 360, I guess, as a nice segue. I went to Value Village one day and they just had a copy of Gears of War 2. I got Gears of War Judgment last video, but Gears of War 2 is the last Gears game I needed for having all the 360 Gears games. I think campaign-wise, I might like Gears 2 the best. I don't know. I played all of these on Xbox backwards compatibility one summer with Gino Jules and another friend of ours, and yeah, it honestly it's a really good game. I personally think the classic Gears of War games hold up quite well. And then crossing this off the bounty board list, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax 360 version. This game was hard to find, but it's one of those games that it wasn't that expensive. I think I paid $35 for this at a used game store. I was about to start Persona 4, but then the Persona 4 remake got announced. So me playing this game now has been punted until that comes out, and then until I beat it. So there is a Switch 2 version of this game available, or a Switch version. Maybe I'll play it on that, because I don't know if I want to plug in my Xbox 360 in 2 years and then boot this game up and play it. Regardless, I wanted a physical version of it for my collection. I got 4 Arena last episode or the episode before, but yeah, this has been one I've been looking for a while, and I'm very happy that I found it. Let's go to Wii, because I only got one game, and it's been the bane of my existence for a very, very long time. Crossing off the bounty board list, and I think now completing my Wii collection for how I want it to be, which is like all the first-party Nintendo games and some key exclusives. Fling Smash. This game is literally like a sub $10 game. and it took me 2 years to find it locally. I found this maybe 2 months ago, and in the last month, in all my expeditions out to the bunch of used game stores in my area and online, I've seen it twice already. So that curse of mine, it's real. I'm not making this up. I literally, every time I see something I've been looking for months, when people are near me, I just have an audible sigh, and just there's like the immense look of disappointment on my face. Like, it's a very nice clean copy, but some of the ones I've seen in stores are better. Like, there's a little bit of yellowing on this, on the Wii like box art, but I'm not going to complain. This game was a Wii Motion Plus sort of showcase game, and I feel like Nintendo had higher ambitions for the mascot. I have no idea what his name is, but this game was, it just came and went. Like, it's a obscure piece of Nintendo history first and foremost, and yeah, I'm finally just relieved to have it in my collection, as insignificant of a game as it is. So moving on to Wii U. These are the 3 most recent additions to the collection. I think I got these a few days ago. A local used game store had a sale. Was buy any 2 games valued at $25 or less and get a third for free. And I saw 3 Wii U games I needed for my collection, all valued at $25 or less. So I bought Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. Yes, I know, if you remember, I bought this for the Switch a few episodes ago. That's the one I'm going to play. I'm never going to play this, but I needed it for the collection. And then also, I'm just going to move this to the side, I picked up Mario and Sonic at the 2014 Olympics. Another game I really wanted for the collection. I heard this is actually one of the better Mario and Sonic games. And then I got Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for Wii U for free. I was weighing, like, I had a few other options to get Captain Toad, like buying it on this reliable online website I buy from. But paying nothing for it is the best, because the Switch version of this game is better. It doesn't have the touch controls like with the gamepad that this one has, but there's more content in it. And the way that it was adapted to the Switch is not that much worse than this way. So crossing off 3 massive Wii U games for me, even though they're sub $25 games, is big. There's only one Wii U game that I want left, and it's going to be on my bounty board, because this was another big game knocked off the bounty board. And if you've been keeping track so far, that's 3 games that I've knocked off. Moving on to GameCube. Remember every time I do an episode and I say, you know what, I'm done with GameCube? Well, there's 5 GameCube games being added in this video. I guess I'll go from least impressive to most impressive. I don't know. So I've been on a big James Bond kick lately. I really like the direction that IO Interactive's new 007 game is going in. And to get prepared for that, I really wanted to try out some of the best James Bond games. I have GoldenEye already. I kind of think GoldenEye is overrated. I like Perfect Dark a lot better. But I got the 2 best 007 games in my opinion. I played these like crazy in my childhood at my cousin's house and at friends' houses. The first one is 007 From Russia with Love. I think pound for pound, this might be the best James Bond game that's currently available. I don't think this has ever been ported anywhere else outside of this generation. I could be wrong, because there's a version of this on PS2 and Xbox as well. I got this at actually a game store in my area. They sell mainly like trading card games and like Dungeons and Dragons stuff, but I had no idea that they sold video games there. And I've been driving by this place for 10 years, never went inside. And lo and behold, a friend tells me, yeah, they sell games. And I was actually quite impressed with their prices and with their selection. So I got this from that store. And then the most original 007 game is 007 Agent Under Fire. This is a wholly original story. This is not based on any movie or book. Even the James Bond in this game doesn't look like any of the movie actors. It's complete in box as well. I picked this up, I think, for 10 bucks because the local game store I went to had, like, no joke, like 7 copies of this on the shelf, and they were all marked down for quick sale. So I paid, like, I don't know, like 40% of the value of the game. So I was really happy to add this. I really actually want to play this. I might hook up my Wii and play it. So there's that. So those 2 007 games. Also, I own this game already, but it's sealed. So I wanted to get a copy of it to put on my shelf next to my other games. It's another really cheap game. Oh, I just bumped the camera. Donkey Konga. Donkey Kong is probably in his best era right now with Donkey Kong Bonanza. And Donkey Konga was part of the, like, era that Nintendo didn't know what to do with the character. Like, after Rare was bought by Microsoft, they moved on. Nintendo, for, like, I don't know, almost 10 years, had no idea what to do with the character. They put out, like, really poor spin-offs, and, like, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat's really good, but, like, the Konga games, King of Swing, Jungle Climber, like, that phase of the character is going to be probably seen as, like, the forgotten era of Donkey Kong. And the bongos were a big deal. I remember, like, Nintendo really tried making the bongos a thing, and they just weren't. So I actually own 2 sets of Donkey Konga bongos. One is sealed. The other one is just the bongos in the box. So this will eventually, I guess, go in that box one day if I do ever sell it. So it completes that. So Donkey Konga. And then last 2 games. Gino actually picked this one up because, like, we never knew this existed. Metroid Prime with the Metroid Prime 2 bonus disc. It's in one of these snazzy 2-game cases, which are quite rare for GameCube. It's literally just, like, I think this might be the last printing of Metroid Prime in, like, 2004. And yeah, it comes with a bonus disc for Metroid Prime 2. I couldn't tell you what's on there. It's a demo probably, but is it the multiplayer? Is it a bit of a story? Is it a trailer? Who knows? I should have probably researched it before this video, but maybe I'll put a little flash something on the screen here. And then the last game on GameCube is one that is Nintendo published, that wasn't exclusive, it's never been re-released since, is Geist. This is a mid-2000s, probably 2005, I want to say. Yeah, 2005. Horror game that came out on GameCube. Like I said, it was published by Nintendo. I'm not really into horror games, but just the lure of the game was the fact that it's never been re-released. And I think, like, getting this now, I think I am done with GameCube. No joke, I did examine the entire GameCube library prior to this video. I think I'm done. These 5 games are, like, the last hurrah of GameCube collecting for me. I say that, but then probably next episode I'm gonna have, like, another GameCube game or 2 in there. But no, I'm saying now I'm officially done looking in the GameCube section unless something, like, really stands out. But yeah, 5 GameCube games. Who would have thought? We're going now into DS. For the DS, I picked up a very early game. This may have even been a launch window, I think, for GameCube, but Yoshi Touch and Go. This game, I remember playing it at, like, it must have been, like, shout out to Zellers for all you Canadians. Like a demo or something at Zellers, which was essentially like Walmart before it became like a Walmart Supercenter for Canada. Like it had everything. It was a one-stop shop type of place. A lot of memories from Zellers. But yeah, I remember playing this demo there. It's literally just like a touchscreen demo. It's not the greatest. I think Yoshi's Island DS is way better of a game. Like, this is probably in, like, the lower to mediocre sort of range for Yoshi games, which Yoshi series doesn't have a high bar to begin with, but, like, yeah, it's one that I've been meaning to pick up, but, like, I didn't want to pay $40 for this. Like, similar to 007 Agent Under Fire, they had, like, 6 copies of this game, and they were all $25. So I'm like, okay, well, there's no real markup to this. It's just buying it for what it's worth, maybe slightly less, so I picked it up. And then another game I'm crossing off the bounty board, and one that I have seen a million times, or since I bought it. Advance Wars, Days of Ruin. I now have all the Advance Wars games. This is the most recent release in the series, believe it or not, coming out in 2007. The remakes that came out on Switch are just of 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 were DS games. They have not been re-released ever, so... Actually, they may have been on Wii U Virtual Console, but still, you can't play those unless you already have bought them before the eShop was shut down. So, yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to playing Dual Strike and then Days of Ruin. So, those are the only 2 DS games. Now, I have a completely empty bounty board. This is the first time ever, I think, I've crossed off all the games on one episode. Yeah, I'm just searching the memory banks right now. Moving away from retro games, I guess. It's weird saying Switch is like retro, but it's still relevant, I guess. But I have a few more classic games for N64, but we're gonna move on to Switch 2 quickly. Nintendo of Canada was at the EB Games that I went to pick up my Switch 2, and they had a whole bunch of trinkets there. They actually did like a trivia contest, and I won. So here is proof that I went to Nintendo Switch 2 launch. I got a postcard for that. That's really cool. And then on the other side of it, there's just a Mario Kart World sort of advertisement. They also gave away a few other trinkets. Like, I think this is I don't know, like a microfiber cloth that says Nintendo Switch 2 on it. A lanyard. Bit disappointed with these lanyards. The other Nintendo Switch lanyards that were like the E3 type lanyards, they had game artwork on it, whatever. This is just red and says Switch 2. And then also some character patches. I got Mario and Luigi in this one. I think they also had Peach and Bowser as well, but didn't get that. But the trivia contest that I did, I knew which game Baby Luigi first appeared in. That was the question. And I won a Switch 2 branded hat. Nothing special. It's a very, like, kind of cheaply made hat. And, like, I don't know, it's kind of like screen printed on this hat. But whatever. It was a fun night. We had all our friends there. Nintendo was very generous. And, like, they took pictures. They had, like, a photo op for Mario Kart World there as well, which was really cool. So I was quite happy with the event in general. As for the Switch 2 itself, here is my Switch 2. Currently playing Buckaroo. I'm going through like I beat Donkey Kong Bonanza already, but like I'm playing Buckaroo, which is a good feel game that it's like a 3D platformer, sort of like a spiritual successor to the Goemon games. I'm playing that right now. And also just going through a bunch of older games, seeing which ones run better, which ones don't. Usually games that didn't have a capped frame rate of 30 frames a second will hit 60 no matter what on Switch 2. So, like, I'm just in general loving the system. Nintendo really delivered. With that, I got the Switch 2 Pro controller. This thing is incredible. If you don't have one, get one. It's really good. Like, the control sticks, like, are the best feeling control sticks I've ever used in my life. And having the paddles on the back really is great as well. Just everything about this controller feels premium, and I'm in love with it. I thought the Switch 1 Pro controller was amazing. But now going back to the Switch 1 Pro after using the Switch 2 Pro, it feels like a toy. This thing feels incredible. I cannot recommend it enough. And then the other controller I got was the GameCube controller. I love how every generation since the GameCube, Nintendo has released a GameCube controller. We got Smash Bros. Keeping that controller alive, and now they released this for the Nintendo Switch Online, so it has the the C button, which I've never pressed the C button at all. Like I'm not going to use game chat on Switch 2. But you have your capture button, your home button, your sync button. They added a ZL button. It's just a really it literally feels like a GameCube controller. Everything about it's perfect. I'm so happy they released this. This is also one I really recommend. They just need to improve the emulator itself for Switch Online, which they will do over time. They've done it in the past, so I'm not really complaining about that. And then amiibo-wise, I got the 4 new champions from Zelda. I got Riju, Sidon. It's Tulin. Yeah, I was gonna say Teba. Teba's the other guy. That's Tulin, the Rito, and then my boy Yunobo. I find it really weird that they released these now. Like, I know they had the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom enhanced editions for Switch 2, but like, these guys are going to be playable characters in the new Hyrule Warriors game coming out. I thought they would release them then, but hey, you know what? They had them ready. That's fine. I have every Zelda amiibo from the Zelda series, and I guess if you want to extend it to Smash Bros as well. And then also, because Donkey Kong Bonanza came out, I picked up the Donkey Kong and Pauline amiibo. It's really hilarious that even with the increase in prices, like amiibos in Canada went up in price with the Switch 2. This was $30 Canadian. Amiibo in the States are $30 American. So I can envision a lot of Americans buying up our stock in Canada because it's technically cheaper. Even though the price is the same, the American dollar is like way better than the Canadian dollar right now. I think that our dollar is at like 72 or 73 cents American. There's your global financial currency update for the day. So 5 amiibos. That's really rare for a video as well. I'm just going to move these up out of the shot because then lastly, the 2 games. At launch, yes, I bought a physical copy of Mario Kart World because I like keeping physical media. This will be mine forever. And I'm a little bit, reluctant to go digital. All digital, at least. There are some games I do buy digitally because I have no choice. But, yeah. The Switch 2 cases in general, like, I like the red. I really do. I like that we finally get spine art coming back. That's something that we haven't really had since the Wii U, and even some Wii U games didn't have good spine art. And then the inside, though, yeah, the red cases are nice, but like you can't see the inside art. Like the inside art is tinted red, but it is like you could take it out and you can see it's a colored picture, but it's just red because of the case. I got Mario Kart World. A lot to say about this game. It's really solid. I'm at the point now where like we've kind of been spoiled by 8 Deluxe so much where I'm already missing that amount of content. Like there's so many tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and just to go into like this game, like I think we're gonna have to have a podcast about where the Switch 2 is at right now because there's just like so many opinions. I'm completely fine with Nintendo raising the price because I know this game's gonna be a platform type game, but people got a discount on it with the bundle. I think this game has like a 97% attach rate currently on the Switch 2, which is unheard of. But then the game that is the killer app on the system is Donkey Kong Bonanza. This game is incredible. We'll be talking a lot about this game. I'm sure a lot of people will be. This is a Game of the Year frontrunner. It is incredible. I 100%ed this game. That ending is incredible. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but if you are a fan of Donkey Kong, like, you need to play this game. This is a genre-defining game. This is a series-defining game. It's truly, I think it's the greatest Donkey Kong game ever made. It's better than the country games. It's hard. I know it's hard to compare 3D and 2D, but like, there's just so much this game does phenomenally, and it runs incredible on Switch. Like, it's honestly, if you had a choice, if you just bought a system and you had to get one game, I would get Donkey Kong over Mario Kart right now. That's how good it is. But this was like the Switch 2 section of this episode. I'm just gonna cut away, clean this up, and go over the last 2 games. Lastly is Nintendo 64, my dear sweet Nintendo 64, my favorite console of all time, my first console of all time. Picked up 2 games. Well, technically I picked up one and Gino picked up the other, but I still have some ownership of the other game, I think, because I am contributing to it in some way. But the first game is a game we rented all the time, a really underrated, really innovative kart racing game, Lego Racers. I picked this up at that new game store I discovered recently. We rented this game all the time. I loved the cart customization, the character customization, just the level design of this game's incredible. It's just all in all a really underrated game. I don't know if it's been re-released since this generation of systems, but this game is really, really, really awesome. It's one of those games that we rented all the time, like was Paper Mario, Lego Racers, Mario Tennis. Like this was one of our go-tos as kids, and just owning it, it's not that expensive of a game. Just to own it and have it, it's a very sentimental game to me. Not much else to say about it. And then lastly, I'm gonna take it out of the box because it is a complete in-box game. I have it in a protective shell. The day we picked up all those Wii U games, Gino picked up a boxed copy of Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64. This is another one of those like games that we cherish so much. Like we didn't really have that many N64 games growing up because we just played the same ones over and over again. It was Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Mario Kart 64, and Mario Tennis. This was our go-to multiplayer game with Mario Kart 64. He picked this up. It had no manual, but years and years and years and years ago, I went to a thrift store and bought a bag of N64 manuals, and look what was in one of those, or one of that bag. I did have this loose. It came with these inserts, like this, the generic N64 inserts, and the cartridge is in really good shape. We have a not for resale Mario Tennis N64 cartridge, which was basically, I would think that was like the demo game in the kiosks. But now I have one that is, or we have one, because this is Gino and mine, I guess. That is not for resale. So yeah, Mario Tennis is still not that expensive of a game. Like for a complete in-box game, like a lot of N64 games nowadays, you're getting into like the high 100s or 200s in terms of how much they go for in the market. But even like back in 2019, prior to the pandemic, you could get a lot of complete in-box N64 games for like the $50 range. Like I got Diddy Kong Racing, Banjo-Kazooie, Paper Mario. Paper Mario was a little bit higher because it's more expensive of a game, but like a lot of the key N64 releases you could get for around the $50 price point, and those days are long gone. But Mario Tennis is still, like, Gino I think paid $80 for this. By adding the manual to it now, it's over $100, but like it's one of those very few games. I think like Dr. Mario 64 is not that expensive. There's very few Mario games that on the N64, if you want complete in box, that you're not paying over $100 for it. So yeah, I'm just over the moon that we were able to add this to the collection. So what's this? Oh, it's just a price tag. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna clean this up quickly and we will just go over the bounty board. Alrighty, it's time for the bounty board. I crossed off 4 games, gotta add 4 games to it, and believe it or not, like I'm kind of having a tough time doing this because I'm putting myself on the spot. I know there's 2 games for sure I want, but what are the other 2 gonna be? Well, I said there's one Wii U game I wanted. I'm gonna throw it up right now. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. That game is awful. I don't know if it's good awful or bad awful, but I want to get it because it's a Wii U exclusive and that game is never coming back. So got to get that one. Another game I actually really want to get for the DS. I'm sort of in a Picross phase. There's 2 Picross games on DS. There's Picross 3D and there's Picross DS. Picross DS is more like your normal Picross game. So I want to add that one. So I'm going to put Picross DS on there as the second game. Third game I'm looking for, I'm trying to find it for a good price, is Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition for the Switch. It came out earlier this year. In Canada, Switch 1 games went up by $5, so I could have bought it for $80 brand new, but now it's $85 brand new. So hopefully I can find that a used copy, or maybe it'll go on sale one of these days. And then another game I'm looking for the Nintendo 3DS. Yeah, because it's been a while since I've actually seen this game in the wild. I'll put it on, yeah, why not? Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. It's the last Animal Crossing game I need. I'll have all the games in my collection once I find that game. It's one that I've passed up on multiple times because I've found things that I've wanted more or that were better priced. But yeah, Happy Home Designer will be the 4th game. So these 4 games are the ones I'm going to be actively searching for in the next few months. Hopefully I add 1 or 2 of them. There's no way I'm adding all 4 of them like I did for this episode. But yeah, so that's it for today's game haul. I'm really going to try pushing more content out. I have a few holidays coming up. I actually just came back from another holiday. So I'm going to just try to find spare time. I actually built a PC recently with the help of Gino, Giancarlo, and another friend of ours, Phil. Shout out to them. They were very generous with their time and their components for this PC. I might be editing this episode of the game haul on this PC, so we'll see if I can get it to work. If not, I'll just use Gino's. So anyways, everyone, thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Hub World for more content, some more randomizer content, some more Let's Plays, hopefully some more original videos as well. I will see you again next time. Bye, everyone.
Hey!